Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and presenter, Advocate Tuloyani. I'm continuing with my insight into how Sibiya is standing up to Baloyi in court as Baloyi tries to cross-examine him. Over the last week or so, we have seen how Sibiya has told the court in the most graphic manner of the assaults that were meted out to him. So Advocate George Baloyi, in an attempt to try and discredit the testimony of Sibiya regarding those assaults, asked Sibiya whether Sibiya had reported these assaults. Now, that is a baffling question. That is a baffling question and an unfair question. But Sibiya answered it, and I'll come to that. That is an unfair question which warranted Advocate Munisi to stand up and object. And what would the basis of that objection be? The basis of that objection would be, how do you report something to your assailants? How, in the middle of an assault, do you open a case in a police station, in this case, the Deep Blue police station, where these assaults, Sibiya alleges, were taking place? How then do you tell these same assailants or these people who are assaulting you or perpetrating the assault on you that, oh, well, I want to open up a case of assault against you people? There's no time for that. The circumstances just do not allow it. How do you report the perpetrator of a crime to the perpetrator? Because these were the people who were beating him up, and how would they then open up a complaint by him against the very criminality of assaulting him? So I was very disappointed that Advocate Munisi didn't stand up. But Sibiya, true to form, did not flinch even in the face of such cross-examination. He told the court that, in fact, he had told this to Mbotho when Mbotho arrived there. And to his credit, Mbotho has corroborated the assaults that were meted out to him, because upon the arrival of Mbotho is supposed to have made a statement in the occurrence book, in the police occurrence book, to the effect that he noted assaults on Sibiya's wrists because his wrists were bleeding from the handcuffs that were put on his wrists. So the wrists were injured such that he was bleeding. So that, in a sense, provides some corroboration that at least some assault was taking place here. In any case, if the police handcuff you to a point where your wrists bleed, that is an assault in itself. So Mbotho confirmed this, and to a certain extent that beating then sort of abated when Mbotho arrived. But to the credit of Sibiya, Mbotho says he noted that his wrists were bleeding. So that is an assault. Because the point that is being made here is, leading up to the so-called confession that Sibiya made, if that confession can be believed, it cannot have been done freely and voluntarily against the background of the brutal assaults that he has testified about, which thing is now being corroborated by Mbotho, who noted those bleeding wrists. That is enough. That is an assault in itself, even if the assault just consisted of the bleeding wrists from the handcuffs. That is enough. You see, because handcuffs are just supposed to restrict one's movement of his limbs or hands. They're not supposed to be pulled there such that to such an extent, tightened to such an extent that bleeding even occurs. So the police just went over the board. I mean, the handcuffs are just supposed to restrain that kind of movement. They are not supposed to torture a person until the person's wrists bleed. But like I'm saying, Sibiya said, I told Mbotho, so the question was answered. Right? That I told Mbotho that I've been telling these people about this assault that they are perpetrating on me, and all that they do is to keep on asking me what I know about the death of Senzo MEYIWA, and I've told them times without number that I have got nothing to do with the death of Senzo MEYIWA. Take a listen to this and see how Sibiya deals with this.
The state has questioned alleged lookout man in Senzo MEYIWA's murder, Sibiya, on whether he ever reported the assault that he claims to have suffered at the hands of police. He maintained throughout his testimony that officers beat him in the lead-up to his confession statement. Sibiya and 4 others are on trial for the 2014 murder of the soccer star. Newsroom Africa's Linda Mnisi reports.
Assault, torture and interrogation have been a recurring theme in the testimony of alleged lookout man Sibiya. He says this took place from when he was arrested until he arrived at the Diepkloof police station in Soweto, where he claims to have been made to sign a confession statement that had already been compiled. But the state wants to know if the assault was ever reported.
Did you report this assault at Diepkloof police station, there at Diepkloof police station?
I did make mention it to Mbotho that these police officers kept on asking me that question, and then when I'm denying it, then they kept on assaulting me. As you yourself have arrived now, they've been assaulting me.
But Mr. Sibiya, you are at the police station. According to you are being assaulted at the police station. Did you not deem it fit to report the assault there and there at the police station?
I told Mbotho there and there.
The alleged assault is why Sibiya wants the confession statement taken at the police station to be thrown out. If he had his way, it would mean that it was obtained under duress, thus failing the legal test that requires it to be taken freely, voluntarily, and without any undue influence. The state tested whether there were records to substantiate the claim.
But did you request to be taken to the client service center to report the assault?
None of these people wanted to understand me, and they did not do anything which I had said to them, because they kept on saying to me that what is it that I know of the death of Senzo. I was under the police, so they were doing whatever they wanted to do with me.
So no formal complaint was laid at the Diepkloof police station on the day, is that correct?
There was no case opened, but I did lay a complaint.
Colonel Mbotho previously testified that he took the statement and noted that Sibiya had injuries on his wrists, but that these were from the tightly fastened handcuffs, which he loosened.
You did say you were not taken through the client service center upon your arrival at the police station, is it at Diepkloof police station, is that correct? You were taken straight to the courtyard.
Yes, I was taken, and then then I saw myself at the courtyard.
Even upon leaving Diepkloof police station, you did not go through the client service center?
No, I've never even seen it.
No. But under those circumstances, Mr. Sibiya, is it not strange that after this assault that was carried out on you, that Colonel Mbotho made an entry in the occurrence book, SAP 10?
I don't know what more should I say, or what is it that I must attest to what Mbotho is saying on that SAP 10. What I know is that I was assaulted at the courtyard, and I've never been to the client center.
Sibiya returns to the stand on Wednesday to have his testimony tested further. For Newsroom Africa on Channel 405, I'm Linda Mnisi at the High Court in Pretoria.
So, in my view, the approach that was taken for Sibiya single-handedly, I did not see his legal representative feature anywhere. The position that Sibiya took was, you see, I reported this as also there, so that Baloyi's question, which was trying to discredit the assault, or which was intended, the cross-examination of Baloyi was intended to discredit that the assault ever took place, was answered with the corroboration of Mbotho. So that, the cross-examination of Baloyi, insofar as he wanted to discredit, the evidence of Sibiya about those assaults, just fell flat and did not achieve any purpose. And to his credit, Sibiya is standing up to Baloyi in a most, resilient manner. He is just fending off all the questions, and Baloyi, you can even see the demeanor of Baloyi in court, that Baloyi has got nowhere to run. Having said that, let me thank you for watching this video. Let me thank you for all the views and subscriptions that I'm seeing. And have a nice evening. Thank you very much.